What can we say about the Windy City that hasn't already been said? It has a great skyline. There is a beach in the middle of downtown. The winters are tragic, but the atmosphere for drinking and food are unparalleled. Known as the Second City, Chicago has a population of roughly 2.6 million inhabitants and an additional 7 million within a short metro train ride of the city. Chicago is the fourth biggest city in America, after NYC, LA, and Brooklyn. Like any great city in America, there are a ton of tourist-friendly attractions. Chicago has one of the most iconic skylines in the country, and there is plenty to do while in the city. Make sure to get your Metro Pass if you're staying longer than a few days. Like New York, the subway goes close to most places you want to visit. If you are only in town for a few days, there are a couple must-see tourist attractions that you'd might as well visit, especially if the weather is nice and you have the time. Some of the more common places for tourists to visit are, the Bean and Millennium Park, the Sears Tower, Willis Tower Skydeck, and Navy Pier, or if you have an appreciation for mid-century design, try a river architecture cruise. For those who appreciate luxury shopping, try a visit to the Water Tower Place, and of course, there is always Chicago's famous Magnificent Mile, a beautiful stretch of the city featuring stores from many high-end and designer brands. If you're visiting during the warm months from May to September, be sure to check out one of the coolest things about downtown Chicago, which is the beach. Although most cool cities are on the water, very few have a beach right in the heart of the city. If you are looking to chill, try Montrose Beach, and if you're looking for a beach party, grab a bottle and head for North Avenue Beach. For sports fans, Chicago is actually a pretty cool city. For people who love basketball, try going to a Bulls game. For hockey fans, the Blackhawks are a love them or hate them kind of team, but they are undeniably good. For a fun-filled time, try a visit to Wrigleyville if you appreciate a good beer and baseball. If you support the better baseball team in Chicago, we recommend attending White Sox games as a group, and leaving the area directly afterward. On top of sporting events, and a ton of places to day drink, the summer months also feature a ton of pretty good music events, including popular festivals like Lollapalooza and Grant Park. Grant Park is also home to the Taste of Chicago Food Festival, which in a city known for food, is a truly special event. Speaking of food, we're just going to jump right in. We know people have many different taste buds and preferences, but Chicago is truly a food lover's dream. We'd almost go so far as to say, for most foods, this might be our favorite city to eat in the USA. For those who have never visited, Chicago has a very interesting urban landscape. It is one of the most diverse, and yet somehow noticeably segregated cities in the country. One can find people from all over the world in Chicago, however there are notably specific neighborhoods where certain ethnic groups are concentrated. We could go into the roots and problems that have stemmed from this unfortunate reality, or we could talk about the good that has come from it, which of course is extremely authentic and deliciously mouth-watering food. If you are a fan of Italian, Greek or Chinese food, we highly recommend a local food tour through any of these neighborhoods. Chinatown has traditional family-style restaurants with an authentic Chinese food selection seldom found in the U.S. Greektown has delicious Mediterranean food for days. For those who appreciate Italian food, Little Italy is worth a visit to Chicago on its own. From the water ice and gelatos in the summer to the family-style meals and more, from a culinary standpoint, this neighborhood does not disappoint. This city has so many notable places to eat that it would be impossible to name them all, so instead, we'd rather let you explore and experience it for yourself, but we do have some great recommendations for you. It should go without saying, but you have to try deep dish pizza while you are here. It is the best in the world when it is done correctly. There is an ongoing debate between who does it better, between the famous Lou Malnati's and Giordano's, both nationally recognized deep dish pizza chains, but for a great pizza from a non-chain, we highly recommend Pisano's at 6th and State Street. For one of our favorite burgers, try O Cheval located in the West Loop on Randolph Street. For those who appreciate good Mexican food, and don't need all of the frill, the Fast Burrito in Irving Park is one of the best hole-in-the-wall spots in Chicago. For a good chicken sandwich native to the city, try Harold's Chicken, and for a casual, Cajun-style seafood boil, try the Angry Crab in Wicker Park. If you are in the mood for a delicious, American-style brunch, we highly recommend Longman and Eagle. For a great brunch in a chill atmosphere, check out Montrose Beach. For solid food 24 hours a day, no matter how late you stay out, Riddle 24 is never a bad destination to consider for a late-night bite. That brings us to our favorite subject, the nightlife. With over 70 local breweries, it goes without saying that this city loves to drink. Given the weather in the winter, it makes sense. There are so many great bars, restaurants and clubs in this city, we can only recommend our favorite. If there are some places you think should be added to our list, please let us know in the comment section below. In terms of nightlife, Chicago is a world-renowned city, with scenes for almost every type of person. Whether you like posh downtown rooftop cocktail bars, warehouse raves on Kenzie and Little Mexico, or you're into the underground jazz scene, it's truly all here. We only have time to list our favorite spots, and we could list so many more, but here it goes. When it comes to casual bars to just grab a drink, we recommend Chicago Athletic Club on Michigan Avenue because of the games, or Ceres Cafe because of its proximity to everything else. Both are lively, fun places to go. We also recommend simply day drinking in Wrigleyville and walking around with friends. If you like good rooftop, be sure to check out Joy District, especially on summer nights. For lovers of jazz, we highly recommend Kingston Mines for some world-renowned live jazz music. If you like the jazz vibe but also want to socialize, we recommend the Green Mill, which is the former speakeasy of the famous gangster Al Capone. It has now been converted into a swanky cocktail bar. For those who really like to party hard, and potentially go until the sun comes out, this great city offers that as well. There are so many great nightclubs in Chi-Town, but in terms of staples, two places you can hardly ever go wrong are Light and Electric Hotel. Both of these nightclubs are lively, have great music, and plenty of great vibes. If you've never been to this great city, then what are you waiting for? Most domestic flights from major cities are less than a few $100s round trip. To get the most out of this city, we highly recommend visiting in late spring, or early summer. The winters here are brutal, but you can still definitely have fun. For discount trips here, great recommendations as well as a full travel guide, and more about this world-renowned city, be sure to visit us online at www.internationalslayersclub.com. We look forward to helping you experience the world.